All right, awesome. So welcome everybody. I'm super excited to have you guys. I know there's some of you that this is your very first team Zoom, and we are all really, really excited to have you. Just to give you a little heads up, in May, our team grew 45%. That's bananas. Like, that's crazy, crazy bananas how much our team grew in May. And it's because of y'all, your hustle, your consistency, and frankly, just your burning desire to help each other, help other people. And I just want to give you a huge congratulations. I also want to say that our team, from what I'm hearing from other team leaders, our team has had an extremely high EQ, which means emotional quotient. Dealing with all the challenges of the sale and the shipping issues. Like, y'all have really stepped up. Like, I was super impressed. Wendy, I'm going to call you out. Wendy messaged me the other day. She's like, hey, have you heard anything more about this product or that product? It says it's still automated hold. And I'm like, no, all I know is what the Pulse is putting out. And, you know, we've had a few calls. And then she went step by step and told me exactly what their team in Mississippi is doing for their customers to make sure that their customers are taken care of. And I was like, boom, that right there is a boss babe. That's a CEO of her own company. I was highly impressed with that. Another one I saw, Angie Doak today, and her with her team, that whole team, with her saying, go in and see all the customers that ordered May 30th and 31st and reach out to them and see if they have their product. If they don't, let's get them product ASAP. Like, that's proactive, not reactive. Proactive people, they're entrepreneurs. Proactive people are successful in life. Like, they are hashtag killing life. Like, they are making it happen. So I was super impressed with that as well. So congratulations to all of you. Okay, so I want to go through these top 5 things. I would recommend that you guys take notes when you can, but still try and stay fully engaged. It's going to be a lot of information, and some of you may have heard it before. Some of this is coming from our Amore event, some Ray Higdon stuff, which, no, we're not related. We don't know. We could be. His family's from just north of here. So, okay, so number 1, here's my number 1 tip for being successful with our company and our business. So not just prove it as a company, but in our industry. The first one, not necessarily the number 1, none of these are like more important than the other, but this was the first one that came to my mind. And it was seek conversation, not conversions. Seek conversations, not conversions. So what does that mean? A conversion is a transaction. A conversation is a relationship. So what do we say time and time and time again? Our business is not about transactions. Our business is straight up about relationships. That's what it is. If you think that this is about a transaction, if you think that this is about science, you don't get it. You really don't get it. This is about building relationships. So we are constantly looking for conversations. That's what we're looking for. We are looking for opportunities to create conversations. We're not looking for opportunities to sell keto. I know, right? Because I would have thought that that's what we were doing in the beginning. Like that, I would have thought when I first joined, okay, my goal is to sell ketones. That's my goal. It's not. Like, as soon as you get that out of your mind and you think, my goal is to create curiosity and create conversations, to start conversations with people. So how do you do that? Just like I said, you create curiosity. You tell stories. I don't know about you all right now, but so many of you, I just want to give you like, I wish I could, like, okay, feeling a little emotional. Y'all know I don't get in my feels very often because I'm just not that girl. But like, y'all are crushing this Facebook Live stuff. like completely crushing Facebook Live with your heart. And some of the videos you do are funny. Some of them are educational. Some of them are inspirational. Some of them you cry. Some of them you laugh. But I just want you to know, like, I am so impressed with all of you putting your hearts out there, making yourselves vulnerable. And what you don't understand is I've been doing this long enough where I've seen this. You may not even realize, I'm sure you don't, the impact that you're having on people's lives. There's people out there watching your Facebook Lives that won't ever like it. They won't ever comment on it. And 6 months from now, they're going to reach out to you and say, you know, I was watching you do this Facebook Live one time, and it just really spoke to me. Like, I thought you were truly talking to me because it really made an impact on my life. Like, it happens. And so your videos, like, it's not about transactions, right? It's about relationships. And John just got off of his. I saw him and Grayson on there. Hi, John. It's about relationships, and I'm just super impressed with all of you. I love Callie and her theme. I love, all of you are so creative, and it really is. I don't know about y'all too, but don't you feel like since you joined Prove It, your Facebook is nothing but positivity? Like, remember when Facebook used to be like, you would look through your news feed and it was like, oh, the world's going to hell, this is happening and that's happening and this person's awful and that person's awful and I'm gonna beat her butt and I'm gonna and these people are lying, and I mean, I'm just like, oh my gosh, people are losing their mind. Then we joined Prove It, and my Facebook page is like rainbows and freaking unicorns and some rhinos. Like, it's awesome. So back to my point. Seek conversations, not conversions. Tell stories. I think you guys are seeing a theme coming from corporate, coming from Michael Rutherford and Dustin Schaefer and Natalie Kilborn, all these top leaders. The theme is storytelling, 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 not fact telling. You know, like when I see a prover post an article about ketones and whatever disease, I'm like, well, you just alienated 99% of the people that you're friends with on Facebook, because only maybe 0.001% can identify with that particular disease. That's not what creates conversations. That's not what moves you down the field, okay? Those are just facts. What moves you down the field is telling your story, telling other people's stories. I know I'm trying to look and see who else on here with me. I know we have some photographers on here, and I'm just going to make this one analogy. Debbie, seeing you, I know you will get this for sure. So in photographers, for those of you that don't know, Jason and I enter international print competition, which is it's a huge big deal. It's an international thing. I'm actually even a certified judge. I can judge at print competitions, but you have to go through a lot of training and stuff. One of the things that we learn in print competition that is the perfect analogy to this is you can take a portrait of anything. Maybe it's architecture, maybe it's a person, and it can be technically perfection. Like, technically everything is just, you could not create a more technical picture, okay? And that picture is not going to score great. It might get, which we score up to 100, it might get an 82 or an 83. You take a picture that tells a story that gets you on the edge of your seat and blows your freaking mind with just the impact of the story, and that image, even with technical flaws, will get up there at 100. This is the same thing. Debbie, am I right or am I right? Do you not see that all the time? It is the story that wins every single day, not the technical, not the science. It's the story. So facts tell, stories sell. It also, one of the things that I love is people don't care what you say. They care about the way you make them feel. That's why I'm loving these Facebook videos, because we are feeling you. We are feeling you. It's not like reading what you wrote up here in a text message. I have no idea what do I want to say, Jason? The emotion behind your words. I can't read that. But when you do a Facebook Live and you have enthusiasm, or you have tears, or you have joy, or you have hope, or you have exhaustion, desperation. I mean, I love it when you guys do Facebook Lives about how your life is crap and not perfect. Because guess what? Guess what's going to touch more people? That one. The one where you say, oh my God, my house is a disaster. Look at my house. Like, look at you guys. Look at my table over here. Completely trashed, full of stuff. I bet y'all like me a little bit more. I bet you do. Because you're like, oh, thank God she's not perfect. You know, like I'm telling you, like that is hands down a winner chicken dinner every time when you show vulnerability, when you show people like, hi, Grayson, I see you, baby. When you, like, maybe you go outside on your front porch and you show everybody. So this is what happens when Kate tries to have flowers. They die every single time. I go to buy flowers on Mother's Day. I have envisions that I'm going to have beautiful petunias on my front porch. 1 week later, they be dead. So, you know, when you show that you're not perfect, that you make mistakes, like that's what attracts people to you. Your biggest vulnerability is your biggest strength. That is probably, if I was going to give you the one biggest tip in this entire business, that's it. That's the biggest tip, in my opinion. The more vulnerable you are, the more people will be attracted to you. And I think Ray Higdon said something about this on stage at Moore's. He said, I don't know if I wrote it down, but he said, people will be willing to celebrate your successes if they know how bad your lows were. If you share how low your lows were, they're going to celebrate with you when you succeed. But if all you do is talk about your successes, no, people don't like that. They don't. It's not right. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that's the truth. So that's number one, seek conversations, not conversions. Number two, this kind of ties in with it. Care more. And I know y'all have heard me say it 100 times, and I don't care. I'm going to say it again. You got to care more about other people than you care about what they think of you. Fear versus faith. Did you know that it is impossible to feel fear and faith at the same time? Your body, because of just the way those different areas are in your brain, you cannot feel those same things. So you have to choose. You have to choose. Are you going to choose fear to win, or are you going to choose faith to win? Why do people choose fear in our business? Number one, the vast majority of us, we are afraid to be judged. Wherever that comes from, wherever, if it was from our childhood, if you were at Moore, you saw Mel Robbins actually pull people up on stage and personally one-on-one coach them to figure out where that fear came from. And typically it comes from something in their childhood where they were judged or they were abandoned or whatever it happened. But the majority of people have this fear of being judged, or they have a fear of straight up rejection, of people just telling them no. Here's one that I find very difficult. It's a challenge to deal with in our business, is that sometimes fear gets in the way because of ego. And sometimes people's ego is bigger than their wallet will ever be. Because a mentor of mine once said, You can feed your ego or you can feed your wallet, but you can't feed both. And we have people in our community that their ego keeps them from posting on Facebook. It keeps them from connecting people, doing the connect, because they are afraid that their friends are going to think that they don't know everything. That's an ego thing, okay? That's an ego thing. They are, and they cannot stand to look like they don't know the answers. I can identify this in someone very easily because that was me. Like, that's who I was. Callie's like, preach, sister. I feel you, Callie. Like, that's how I was. I did not want any of my friends or family to think that I couldn't answer the questions that were coming at me. So I didn't want to connect. If someone asked me a question, instead of connecting, I'm over here on my phone asking Ryan and Jan to give me the answer so then I can go in and type in the answer instead of connecting. Because I could not break through that ego barrier. Guess what happened when I did? You think my wallet got a little bigger? You got it, Miss Lily. That's when I went 7. That's when I went 7, when I started really like letting go of that and realizing that that whole ego thing was actually preventing me from helping people. It was preventing me from helping people achieve their goals, whether it was physical, mental, or emotional, definitely financially. Because I was doing things that the people I talked to felt like they could never do themselves. They didn't know that in the background, when I'm having a conversation with them, they didn't know that I'm over here telling Ryan, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. They didn't know that. They thought that I was just, oh, Kate knows everything. Oh my gosh, I could never be like Kate. Do you think that was good for my business to let people see me as something that they admire so much that they could never be? That's not good for our business. What's good for our business is for people to be able to look at me and say, and identify something in me that gives them hope about themselves, that they can see themselves doing exactly what I'm doing. When you can be that person, you can pop a business. So we have to get past that fear, whether it is a fear of abandonment, rejection, or judgment, or it's a fear of mine, which is just letting go of my ego. Like that was a huge thing for me. So all of that fear, like I said, it gets in the way of changing people's lives. So what do we have to do? We have to replace that fear with just straight up faith. Just straight up faith that it's all going to be okay. That you just let go. And for all of you who know me, you know that's a challenge for Kate to let go. But I'm telling you, once we can do that, your business will grow. So you've got to let go of control. You've got to let go of fear, let go of ego, and give into faith and allow this process to work like it's supposed to. Do the Facebook post, do the connection part. If y'all haven't realized that the connection part is how you actually build a business, then you probably are stuck and feeling like you're plateauing. I've been there. Just saying. Okay, number 3, the next step that I find extremely valuable in our business is consistency. What typically happens is people join our community and they are pumped up, on fire, excited right away. They go get GoPro. They go get MVP, and then they go, I'm tired. And then they rest. And that consistency stops. They're not going like this anymore. They're like, and even kind of come down a little bit. So how do you keep yourself consistent? Fall in love with the process, not the outcome. Fall in love with the process, not the outcome. Don't give yourself a goal of, I want to get 10 new customers this month. Give yourself a goal of, I'm going to do 10 Facebook Lives this month, or I'm going to do 2 mixers this month, or I'm going to reach out to one person each day to start a conversation about ketones. Those are activities that if you do consistently will lead you to the outcome that you want. But if you are constantly married to the outcome, you are going to feel frustrated and stressed out. Trust me, I've been there too. That's just our nature of human beings. But when you just trust the process, it's amazing. And it's so funny, like what, Jason, like 2 minutes before I got on this call, that lady messaged me on my Facebook Live video. Okay, so let me tell you a little story, Michael Rutherford story about consistency. So been doing this for 1.5 years, had a customer in the very beginning, fell in love with the product, loved it. Well, she tried to change her Smart Ship product and I know what it was. She was trying to create coupons, and this is when customers could create coupons. She was trying to create coupons, and then her Smart Ship got charged because she had made a coupon, so it wasn't in her Prove It box, and she was so mad. There wasn't a 1-800 number, so she said she's done with Prove It, and she quit. Okay, and she continued to do the diet. She had lost, with the product, she had lost like 50 pounds. But she told me, she's like, Kate, I love you, but she goes, I'm sorry, I can't do business with any company that doesn't have a 1-800 number for me to talk to. And I'm like, well, I understand, and I'm always here if you need me. If you want to try again, I'll be here. And it was fine. It wasn't anything ugly or anything like that. So that was like a year ago, at least. I just did the Facebook Live like 30 minutes ago about the 5 samples where I had like Blue Ocean, Midnight, Splash, Heart Tart, and Limeade. And she literally went on there and said, hey, Kate, can I get those? I want to try again. Boom. Boom, sister girl. That's what you call consistency. I kept going. I did not stop. I got my blinders on. I don't care about this crap. I don't care about that crap. I am doing the same thing every day, consistently. And those people that drop off, they might just come back. Those people who, okay, so here's another one. I don't know if they're on here or not. Let me check before I call them out. Hold on. So bad. They might be on here, might be on a number thing, and I don't know. So I'm going to call out a little family member of mine. So I have a brother. His name is Keaton, and I have 4 older brothers. He's the youngest of 4. When I first started this and I was making Facebook posts, he's the one who told me when I would call him to see what he was doing, he said, if you're calling to talk to me about that Amway crap, you might as well hang up. I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, oh, well, that's just fine. You just stay fat and die early and whatever. I'll be sure to inform your grandchildren about what a wonderful person you are. So, I'm like, whatever. So would not have anything to do with it. Didn't want to talk about it. Fine. When did he become a customer? Keaton? He was like, no, customer. Yeah. Like January, February. Came a customer. The fellers dropped almost 50 pounds now. And guess who became a promoter today? Guess who's selling the Kool-Aid? Yeah, my freaking brother. Now I have 3 of my 4 brothers who wouldn't even talk to me about this stuff. 3 of them are now promoters. And I do not go after them. I am right here. I am in my lane. I am moving forward all the time. I don't go after them. I don't have time for that. If people don't want my energy, if they're not looking for me, I'm not looking for them. I'm going to repeat that. If they're not looking for me, I am not looking for them. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. Pretty soon, they're like, where's she going? Where's she going? Where's she going? I want to go where she's going. Okay? So that is all because of consistency. If I sat over here on the corner and cried because my brothers were mean to me and wouldn't drink the Kool-Aid, I would not be where I am right now. If I had let them get in my head and tell me, oh, that's okay. So if I had let them get in my head, I would not have been able to help you all. We wouldn't have been a team that has 8,700 customers if I had allowed my brothers to get into my head, if I had allowed the naysayers and the negativity. And that all comes down to consistency. Other ways to stay consistent. DMOs, daily method of operation. If you go in your download section, in your downloads, prove it has a DMO suggestion for you. But guess what? You can make up your own. If you want to make up your own DMO, but you're not sure what's best for you, we will do an entire Zoom just about that, and we can talk about that and do some private coaching on that. Or reach out to your leader and say, hey, I need some accountability. Will you help me with some accountability? Just so you know, like Ethan Godwin and I, we have to say our innate statement to each other every single day. We're accountability partners. I haven't sent mine today. But he's in Croatia. He's on a different time zone. I have to do that. But DMOs are extremely important because the reason DMOs are so important, y'all, is because our business is going to go through seasons, just like farmers have seasons. Our business is going to go through seasons. If you don't have those daily methods of operation, you can get lost. You can lose direction. You can lose focus. You will lose consistency. Okay? So DMOs are extremely, extremely important. And your DMOs are based on your goals. If you want to earn, if you want to do this full time, you want to retire from your gig and you want to do this full time, you probably need to reach out to more than just one person every day. If you want to do this as your side hustle and you just want to earn a couple extra grand a month, you might be okay just reaching out to one new person every day. But your DMO needs to be based on your goals. That's why it's important to reach out to your leaders and have some private coaching on that if you're not sure. Oh my gosh, look at what ketones are doing for John Lynn, you all. He's like Benjamin Button. He is Benjamin Button over here. John, you guys aren't seeing, he's so cute. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay. Number four. We're doing good. We're 30 minutes in. Number 4 is actually my very favorite tip. It is entitled, Be a Thermostat, Not a Thermometer. So what's the difference between a thermostat and a thermometer? So a thermometer can only tell you what temperature the room is. It only reflects the environment around it. It's completely reactive. A thermostat says, you know what? I want this room to be 72 degrees. I'm going to make it 72 degrees. Or it says, you know what? I think we need to heat this sucker up. We're going to make this room 82 degrees. And it makes that room 82 degrees. So a thermometer does not have control over its environment. A thermometer cannot take control up here. A thermometer is always in reaction mode, always reacting to everything around it. A thermostat is chill. A thermostat keeps that EQ, emotional quotient, which if you don't know what emotional quotient is, I beg of you, write this down, Google it. There's hundreds of books on emotional quotient. It's the number one thing, in my opinion, that separates the top 1% of any industry. Is that top 1% has a very, very, very high EQ, emotional quotient. They do not drop every time something goes bad. They do not respond and react. They stay right 72 degrees. If a snowman sits next to them, they know how to warm up their body to stay at 72 degrees. If the devil sits right next to them, they know how to turn on their internal cooling agent and keep their body at 72 degrees. They do not go up and down like this. Because people who go up and down like this, they have a hard time staying consistent. They have a hard time staying positive. They have a hard time keeping themselves under control. So be a thermostat, not a thermometer. Do not engage in drama. Another thing we're going to do a call on one time because our teams are getting so big. Natalie Kilborn, if you were at LCD, which is Leadership Coaching Dynamics, and it's also in a book, it's called The Drama Triangle. And if you guys are ever around Julia and I, and somebody starts talking about somebody else or something happens or we want to complain about something, you'll see us go like this. And that is our, oh, and I think there's some other, I know Angie's on here. She does the same thing. We'll look at each other and we'll go like this. And that's kind of our symbol of like, girl, you better check yourself. You're entering the drama triangle. Stay out, stay out, stay out. So a drama triangle consists of a victim, a rescuer, and a persecutor. Okay? You want to stay completely out. You don't want to have anything to do with any of those things. You don't want to be the victim, you don't want to be the rescuer, and you don't want to be the persecutor. Because as soon as you participate in one of those three things, you are in the drama triangle and you are trapped. So you don't want to be in there. Stay away from drama. That also takes some high EQ. Not everybody is just born with high EQ. Like that's a muscle that we have to develop. That is a muscle we have to exercise. That's a muscle we have to, like, I'm just going to tell you I was actually going to out myself. Full on disclosure, I was a drama queen, like drama queen of the queen of the queens until my 30s at least. Like I was always one of those three things, the victim, the rescuer, or the persecutor, always. And the funny thing is when I thought I was out of the drama triangle, this is what would happen. So I thought I was not part of any drama. And then I would see over here, I would see people like creating drama and I'd start saying, look at those people. Like, when are they going to get their crap together? Don't they understand that they're not going to be able to move ahead? Don't they get da-da-da-da-da? And then what did I just become? The persecutor. So I just pulled myself right into that drama triangle instead of what? Staying in my lane. Staying in my lane, keep my blinders on, and keep moving forward. That's all I can do. So another way that you want to maintain that thermostat is to also, let's try and stay away from the comparison game. The comparison game is saying things like, always compare, like if someone is ranking up or someone got more new promoters or someone lost more weight, or which we see that in our customers, right? They compare themselves to each other all the time. The comparison game is the quickest way to find misery in your life. It really is. Like if you're looking for misery, start comparing yourself to other people and you will find it. You truly will. So again, I love Angie with the triangle. I just saw that in the comments. So again, blinders on. Don't compare yourself because you don't know. Like I go to these, and I know y'all might not think of me this way, but like I have to sit in on all these calls, corporate calls, and I go to events that are like rank 7s and higher, and I meet people who like went to rank 9 in 3 months, and I sit there and I'm like, oh my gosh, like how did she do that? What am I doing wrong? Like what, and I just sit there and I compare myself and I'm like, oh my gosh, and then it goes, oh, she's so much prettier than me. Oh, she's so much cuter than me. Oh, everybody loves her. And oh my gosh, her Facebook lives are awesome. And oh, I wish I could do this. And I wish I could do that. And then all of a sudden, am I in my lane anymore? No, I'm over here in her lane, you know, and I don't know what her life is like. I don't know what kind of transferable skills she brought into this community. Maybe she had built some huge multi-million-dollar industry over here and she switched. Or maybe she's a public speaker, or maybe she had a huge social following, or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't. All that matters is I need to put the blinders back on and stay in my lane. Stay in my lane. So you want to try your best not to compare. Like, it's hard. It really is, because that's how we gauge, are we being successful? I'm going to give you a little tip. Your success has absolutely nothing to do with anybody else's success. It doesn't. Your success, Callie, has nothing to do with Wendy's success. Karen, your success has nothing to do with Nancy's success. You're in your own lane. If you are moving forward, do you know Tony Robbins says, happiness comes from one thing, progress. That's what happiness comes from, progress. As long as you are making progress, you will be happy. And that there's actually a lot of science in this. That's why, like, people who they earn millions and millions and millions of dollars and then they retire and they are miserable. Do you know why they're miserable? They're not progressing. They're not growing. They're not moving forward. And then they're not happy. So happiness comes from progress, and just stay in your lane as much as possible. Okay, number 5. This is the biggest action step that I'm going to give you for being successful. It's engage and mobilize. Every single person. What are you doing? Jason's dancing over here. He's engaging in mobile. Oh, he thinks he's a transformer. I'm so sorry. Engage and mobilize every single person in your community as quickly as possible. When we hear engage and mobilize, we always think promoters. Oh yeah, Kate, like, I know we got a new promoter. We're going to set up the launch call, which I know a lot of you don't, which you need to be. Like, launch calls are the number one most important phone call any promoter will ever have, is a launch call. It is not a joke. It is not something you can put off for 2 weeks. That launch call needs to happen within 48 hours, 72 at the latest. Because when a new promoter joins your team, they are right between scared and nervous. They are like, what the heck did I just do? Oh my gosh, I'm all alone. What is happening? Now I'm going to say us. So we bring on a direct. So let's say Lily is my direct promoter and she signs up and I'm taking care of her. I'm giving her all the information. I'm like, Lily, this is all you need. Just do this, do these things, and here you go, and I'm coaching her. That's well and good. Lily needs more support than me. She needs more than me. My ego is not that big. Your ego should not be that big. We should not have such big egos that we think we are the be-all, end-all that every promoter and customer needs. It takes all of us. It takes being a team. So when Lily joins and she's a promoter, say she's direct to me, the first thing I'm going to do is I want Lily to feel loved and supported and comfortable, and I want her nervousness to be eased. So the first thing I'm going to do is put her in a message with Julia. I'm going to say, Julia, welcome Lily. Like, she's pumped up, she's excited, she's been a customer for so long, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And then Julia's going to come in and love on Lily. We're going to get her on a conversation, and Julia's going to build a relationship with Lily. Julia's going to find out, why does Lily love Keto Max? What has it done for her life? Why does she want to be a promoter? What does she want to do with this? What are her goals? How fast does she want to get to those goals? She's going to help her write her very first Facebook post. She's going to step her through how to set up her first mixer. All of those things. Not me. I'm not going to do those things. I will do those things for Lily's promoters. Julia's going to do that for Lily because it means relationship. Again, We are about relationships, not transactions. Anytime we can build relationships in our community, we're going to do that. So that's super, super important. So, you know, mobilizing, engaging promoters, obviously super important. Here's where we all miss the boat. Mobilizing and engaging customers. That is where it's at. Customers are like stealthy little promoters that we didn't even know existed in our community. Customers are priceless. They are priceless because they have connections to people you can never reach. You will never reach those people unless you engage and mobilize those customers. How do you engage and mobilize them? As soon as they become a customer, number one, you teach them how to set up their referrer code. And right off the bat, you let them know, like, we need to let them know. Why is it important to have a referrer code? Because one day they're going to want to get their keto free, right? So we put these seeds in their mind from the very beginning when we're stepping them through placing their order. Make sure when you're prompted that you set up that referrer code because you're going to want to get your product free, and that's going to be one of the steps to do it. Second of all, you're going to offer them an opportunity to create an excitement post. So maybe it's something like, I'm so excited to drink the Kool-Aid. And that's it. I'm so excited to drink the Kool-Aid. I would be like, if I saw one of my Facebook friends, I had never heard of this stuff, I'd be like, what's she talking about? What Kool-Aid? I'm so excited to drink the Kool-Aid. Or can't wait to finally start sleeping better. And maybe they post a picture of their drink, shaken up. So you can write their Facebook post for them. You can even offer them, say, hey, I just got this limited edition product. If you wouldn't mind, if you make this Facebook post, I'll give you one of these. That's why, so you guys, I don't know if anybody of you saw my Facebook Live earlier. We literally are preparing for the keto apocalypse at our house. Like our pantry, I'm looking at right now, I'm pretty sure at least 20 boxes. Jason's so mad. He's like, stay away from my stash. But y'all, those are tools. I don't just drink those. Don't hoard your keto. Don't hoard it. Like those are tools for me. I use that as an investment to build into my business. So if I've got a limeade, which I don't know how many of y'all have drank the limeade, but I'm here to tell you it is one of the best things you will ever put in your mouth and down your esophagus. It tastes phenomenal. If I have a limeade and I've got a customer, especially an influential one, y'all know those customers you have that if they tell, like, I stole this from David Higginbotham, Lily. David says, if you've got someone that tells people it's going to rain on Tuesday and Monday night, everybody's shopping for an umbrella, you want to get them to post on Facebook. If it takes me giving away one of Jason's limeades, or actually the limeades are mine, the keto jellies are his, I'm going to do that. So get your customers engaged as soon as possible. Maybe they've already been drinking it. And so they're going to say, so thankful I said yes when Sally offered this stuff to me. I'm down 10 pounds and I don't even feel hungry. So they tag you in it. They're sharing their experience. They're going to post about it, and you're going to get access to an entirely new group of people that you wouldn't have before. I hear this all the time. Promoters tell me, oh, I've talked to everybody. I've talked to everybody in my friends list. I don't have anybody left. They've all been talked to. Really? Because if you have 500 friends on Facebook, guess what? Those people on Facebook have probably 500 friends, and I bet you don't know all of their friends. So you have access to all these people. You just have to figure out how to get them. Maybe Sally says, finally have the energy to be the mom my kids deserve. Thank you so much, Sally, for sharing this with me. So of all of those posts, which one had the biggest impact, do you think? The one that speaks from the heart? The one that says, I'm finally the mom that my children deserve me to be? Like if you can get a customer to post that for you, that's gold. That's keto gold right there. Like they need to make a flavor for that. Keto gold. I'll talk to Brian. But that's really good. So always utilize, mobilize, and engage those customers. They are a very, very powerful tool. And if you haven't picked up what I'm laying down, what tends to happen is as those customers post and they get responses, they start saying, oh, I had no idea so many people would be interested in this. I had no idea so many people would be asking questions. And then boom, they're ready to become promoters. And when someone is ready to be a promoter, again, if Lily's my customer and she's telling me, Kate, I had like 20 people on that Facebook post asking me about products. Like, I don't know, maybe I should become a promoter. I'm going to shut my pie hole and I'm going to send her to Julia. And I'm going to introduce her again. They've already talked. I'm going to reintroduce her and I'm going to say, hey, Julia, Lily just made this Facebook post and it's blowing up. Like, do you have any advice for her on whether or not she should become a promoter? Like, what is your suggestion here? And then I shut up. I don't do it all myself. Now, when Lily has a customer who has a Facebook thread that is blowing up, Lily's going to connect that customer to me. And then I'm going to come in and offer my suggestion. So if you are not utilizing the connection part of this, you're really, really, really missing out. And I hope that you realize of all 5 of these tips, one of the things that I have said continuously throughout it is watch, connect, and roll. It's all about watch, connect, and roll, but there's different little sections of ways to improve this, ways to always be bettering ourselves. And I hope that you guys got, I mean, it's 9:50. I don't know if I have a voice left, but one last thing, I am leaving in the morning to fly to France with my daughter for her school trip. It's not like we're just going to France and going on little tours of cobblestone roads, just the 3 of us. Not that glamorous. I'm going to be with a bunch of teenagers. Yay. I won't even get to drink the wine. But it will still be fun. But I wanted to just let you all know that even though I'm going to be gone, I will still have my phone. I got it all activated for international calls and Wi-Fi. And I will be checking those in the evening when we're at the hotel and answering anything. And also, Julia, Jan, Stephanie Blanford, Ryan, Ethan, they're all very engaged and mobilized and ready to support our team. It's not just me. Like, it is all of us that do this together. And just want you guys to know that I'm super excited to be a part of your team. I am honored and privileged to be on our team. You guys inspire me every day. These Facebook Lives are just like killing me. They're absolutely beautiful. Thank you all for sharing your hearts, your souls. Thank you for caring about other people, because that's really what our business is all about. Mwah! Love you all. If you have any questions, like, I will be sitting in an airport for hours and hours tomorrow. I will not just be on a plane, and I hate sitting in airports, so feel free to message me. And oh yeah, and Jason, here he comes. Jason is staying home. Put his butt to work, y'all. What? Put his butt to work. It's getting too skinny. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Hope you found value, and share with your team. Bye, y'all.